Good evening, everyone. I am Kiera Jones, and we are here with Miss Tiffany Bean,
Hello, how are you guys?
a former host with Can TV for Global Girls. Yes,
Lifetime Global Girl, former Can TV host.
of course. So, Miss Tiffany Bean, explain your background history with Global Girls and Can TV as well.
Okay. Well, I started Global Girls when I was 10 years old. It may look like a few years ago, but it was almost 15 years ago. Almost 15 years. And I'm once a Global Girl, always a Global Girl. I will be a lifetime Globe. And we actually started doing the Can TV show when I was a senior in high school. So me and a fellow Globe, Cassina Rice, we were the first host of our wonderful Young Women on the Move program.
Yes.
And nearly 6 years later, almost 7, here I am as a guest with someone who was a toddler when I first, a little older than a toddler,
Yes.
about 7 or 8 when I was hosting the show. But now she is the host, and it's an interesting feeling. It's an interesting passing of the torch, a rite of passage. So feeling a little nostalgic right now.
Okay, so I met Miss Tiffany Bean here when I was like about, let's see, how old was I? Probably like 12.
I think you were like 9 or 8.
I was young. I was really young, and we started I started at the what park?
Grand
Crossing Park.
When we were arts partners in residence.
Yes.
Now we got our own facility.
Yeah, own facility. And I met Miss Tiffany Bean, and she was hard. She was hard on us. When I say hard, like she did not take no mess, no talking back, nothing. Now I have the opportunity to work with her. So it's been cool.
And now look what all that discipline has done. Look at how poised and articulate she is. Yeah.
Well, it came from some of her. So, I mean,
you.
yeah. So today's episode will be on violence. So we've been talking at the studio about violence a lot against women and different types of violence, different forms of violence. And we actually have a show coming up on October 8th. I think it's at Humble Park. I think, yes, against violence against women. So we would like if you all like to just come out and join or come out and see us perform. You could have a chance to see Global Girls, see what we do and everything. And what else? That's about it. And we would also like if you all would just come and stop in by the studio. You can reach us here at Global Girls at www.globalgirlsinc.org. Or you can email us at globalgirls@sbcglobal.net. Or you can also call into the studio at 773-902-2359. And back to our show. Now, a part of violence violence has always been like one of the things we talked about at Global Girls, because a lot of our girls have faced many different settings or scenes where they have been been a part of violence. And some forms of violence that I have found were verbal abuse, sexual abuse, what else?
Domestic violence.
Domestic
a lot of
violence.
You've
Yes,
witnessed domestic violence.
a lot. And psychological violence as well. So we just feel like it's a need for everyone to talk about it. Stand up for yourself. Use your voice in everything. We always tell our girls at the studio to use your voice. Always. Mm-hmm. Just like in India, the main overview of their project over there was helping girls use their voice.
For sure.
So, Miss Tiffany, how do you feel about the violence that you've seen, encountered, anything? So, how do you feel?
Well, wonderful lead-in. I'm going to compliment her all day, by the way. But, yeah, growing up on the south side of Chicago, as we all do, as I assume most of our viewers do, it's inevitable. You know, interacting with violence or coming across it, hearing somebody else's story is something that you will experience several times. But I feel like, and I know Kiera shares my sentiments, but I feel like the best combat to violence is just love.
Yes.
Love. Just don't even. It's more than just not fighting fire with fire, but to actually take something ugly and turn it into something beautiful. You know, someone tries to attack you verbally, you just know that it's coming from them. It is not coming from, it is no reflection of you. They're probably dealing with something at home, at school, all of these different bricks that are forcing them to build up that wall.
Yes.
And just the best way to not deal with it is just to counter it with kindness. Kill them with kindness. I think Selena Gomez has a song like that. But right. Yeah, I mean, and we just fully, at Global Girls, we really believe that love and just genuine kindness is the best way to deal with it and to not absorb someone else's negativity.
Yeah.
Like something, well, it's a really popular book by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements, but that's something we certainly live by here at Global Girls. And I will allow Ms. Kiera to tell you a little bit about the Four Agreements.
Okay, so the Four Agreements we learned from Miss Penn when we were in Grenada at our trip. And she basically told us, like, this is something we should live by our day-to-day lives. And, we need to understand before anything. Like, you just need to understand what those four agreements mean and how you should live by them through your daily life. And as of now, I have been living by these four agreements, and I'm very appreciative of Miss Penn for giving them to us. And I think it's something that everybody should look into and just read about. It's a good thing. It's not bad. It's not like anything you should be like scared about. It's not. It's just something that some people live by.
For sure. And if you're familiar with the Four Agreements, if you got thoughts on that, call in.
Please.
But I apologize if we mix up the order, but the Four Agreements are, I believe number 1 is be impeccable
with your speech.
Be impeccable with your speech. And what does that look like?
Okay, so being impeccable with your speech is like not just, saying something, but it's not always what you say to people, it's how you say it to someone too as well. So you can't be like, well, girl, I think
Exactly.
No. You should not do that. You should be like, well, I think we should move past this, and I think we need to do this. It's how you talk to someone.
And even more so than that, it's just being honest. Being impeccable with your speech. Yes, don't spread rumors, don't gossip, don't tell lies. But it's as simple as being a person of your word. If you say, hey, I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock, and then you don't show up, you're not being impeccable with your speech. You have to be a person of your word. You got to stay honest.
Every time. Like, that's one of the big things at Global Girls, being honest with everyone, and that's what we do. We're always being your authentic self.
Yes, and when you're being your authentic self, if you're being genuine, you're coming from this genuine place of
love.
Exactly. And the second agreement.
The second agreement, I believe, is not don't take it personal. It's
we can go with don't take it personal. Right, we may be getting them out of order by the book, but don't take it personal.
Yeah, is one of the.
That's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
As I gave a little bit of an example earlier, if someone just comes to you spewing negativity and spewing hatred, just know that it's not you. It's if someone doesn't like you. You may not be compatible, but if they come and say, hey, you know what, Kiera, I don't like you,
I'm be like, okay.
And it's something insecure in me, or, well, not me, because I love her, but it's something insecure in those people. If you don't like me, it's something you're seeing, it's a reflection of your past, not my present, and as long as you just own that, just, hey, you're dealing with some stuff, I forgive you. Forgiveness is a big part of not taking things personal. Because, I personally, naturally have experienced a lot of people, just verbal abuse or just any type of stress when people are stressed out and they just take all of their junk and just put it on you. I'm like, okay, you can. We're just gonna sit it there. If it's not something you want to deal with, we're just gonna scoot it to the side because I'm not gonna take on that burden.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's one of my favorite ones as well, because I've always used that, like, as far as like anyone saying anything negative to me, I just be like, okay, that's you. That's how you feel. That's your opinion. However you feel, you stay over there with that, and I'm going to continue to keep moving. Right. You stay back there. You good. I'm okay. You good. So that's another thing. Another agreement was always do your best, which is the fourth agreement. And always do your best is the agreement that we tend to use at Global Girls a lot, because putting forth effort and dedication to every and anything that you do. That's what we always want our girls to do. Just put forth all the effort, dedication, hard work, and everything into dancing, performing, acting, anything that they're good at. We look at it.
Everything that you are. Be the best at anything that you attempt to do. Don't have to it. Just put 100% at everything, and take that into life, take that into the work world. You will climb that social ladder. Like, as long as you continually try to be your best, and that's not competing with someone else, that's not comparing yourself against anyone else, that's just you making sure that I am giving my full effort, being fully present.
Yeah. So we would like if you all could call in, please, at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. We would love to hear your opinions, comments, questions, anything that you have to say. We are here to listen to you, answer any questions, anything as well. Just please call in.
Yeah, let's make it a conversation. It's not just a two-way. I don't want it to be like preaching or any type of sermon or anything.
Right.
But yeah, to get back to the main focus of violence, and we went through those several different types of violence. And just something, like I said, at Global Girls, we really believe in love. And one of the ways we combat violence is with our love walk. Now, I know everyone hears about those stop the violence, don't shoot up. Everyone marching around very passionate, and that's amazing. As long as you are passionate and you are down for the cause, I am with you. But we don't believe in speaking into the negativity. We're going to focus on that positive. And instead of saying, let's not do this, we're saying, let us do this. We do our love walk every summer, which is another parade that we march throughout the community. And we, instead of telling people what they should not do, we spread love. We let our neighbors know we love you and adore you and care about you. For sure.
So we have a caller.
Hello, ladies. You guys are absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
You articulate those smiles. Oh, my goodness. How could you not just spread love with those smiles? I just want to talk about the third agreement of the fourth agreement. And I believe that third agreement is don't make assumptions.
I
know that as an adult, we adults tend to make a lot of assumptions. We take a situation and we assume a lot. We read a lot into it instead of asking questions. And I believe that is a huge one that we want to share with our audience. So I'm going to take my response off the air. What do you think about that?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, caller. And thank you for reminding us, because we definitely did skip an agreement. And it's one of my favorites as well. I feel like don't make assumptions is probably the counter to not taking things personal. The person that is pushing their load onto you is typically the person that's just, they think they know what's going on, and like you said, it's a big issue with adultism. You're like, I've had this experience, I've lived this many years, I've been here, I've been there, I know a thing or two about knowing a thing or two, and you tend to assume that you've got the answers or you know what's going on. And I mean, there's a possibility that you may be right, that you know, have been there, but every individual experience is unique to them, you know, so you may have went through a similar issue, but ask for clarity on things. If you think so, just ask. Just ask. Don't be like, I know that's right. Just go ahead and ask for that clarity, ask for that, you know, that actual opinion, so you won't make that assumption. Kiara, you think so?
I think don't make assumptions is one of the biggest, like, one of the 4 agreements that I truly live by, because I personally think that most teenagers need to live by that rule seriously, because a lot goes on, from the social media to anything, and teenagers tend to use social media as like one of the like outputs or one of their ways to attack others, and don't make an assumption. They make assumptions. They don't ask questions. They are so quick to judge instead of, well, did you say this or did you say that? And they tend to take it to social media, which I think is one of the ways where I feel like social media is not so much good, but when you have that external outlet that you're expressing yourself, you're like, okay, we're not going to do this face to face. That, you know, you express all things. You know, I'm a child of this generation, so I don't necessarily bash social media like that, because I mean, technically not. I don't have a lot of social media, but I do understand that that's just the form in which you express yourself, and we just need a little bit of tact when it comes to that, I feel. Yeah. Those Twitter fights, I mean, the Twitter rants and the Facebook fights, that it's toxic, and it's, you know, and it all leads back to violence.
Exactly. I'm like, it all leads back to violence. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't there here in Chicago, there was a Facebook fight over a boy that somehow escalated into a child being murdered, right?
Yes.
Didn't a girl stab another girl over a Facebook disagreement?
Yes. And I've when I saw that, I thought, like, that's a part of me, because I am a black young woman as well, and she was a black young woman as well, and the person who did it, she was a black young woman as well. And like I said, I feel like social media gives these girls or guys as well the power to feel like, oh, well, she said this and I could say this too. But then it's like it's so much stuff that goes on with this social media, and all the teenagers partake in, not all teenagers, but most teenagers that partake in it, they look at it and they be like, oh, it's a fight, let me watch this.
And that's a big issue with me, because I feel like, I just realized I still have my glasses. I feel like, there's a quote that I'm about to butcher, and I apologize, but if you stand on the side with silence, you're basically standing with the oppressor. So you're just as guilty as the person bullying or attacking somebody else if you stand by and watch. So all of those Facebook friends, I know y'all got like 2,000-3,000 followers on every single person that saw this argument happening and did not decide, like, check, you know, a real friendship is when you tell your girl that she's wrong, when you hold each other accountable. That's what family is. That's what we do. I will never ever let her do anything that, in my opinion, is foolish. It is detrimental to you or anyone else. All of those people that just stand by and giggle or comment or like it, stop it. Stop, you know,
say something, speak up. And that's what Global Girls is about. We don't, okay, we might talk about it, but we also do it as well. We
talk about it with an effort for change.
We go out and do, like Tiffany said, we do love parades. We go out and show these people that we actually do care, and we actually are here to help people. We are not just talking just to be talking. This is something that we do on a daily basis. And we just would like if people would come and support us as well. We like doing this by ourselves, but we need help. We need people to come in and support and tell us that, okay, we have your back. We're here for you. That's all. That's what we need as well. And we need teenagers to step up as well. I am a teenager myself, and I do step up But I also need
does.
you all to step up as well. Stop the Twitter arguments, the Facebook beef. It's too much. It's
for sure. I feel like I love quotes, but this is actually like a rap lyric from a Lupe Fiasco song. He just because you're an actor doesn't mean you're a factor. It's from a song called Words I Never Said. Check it out. It's a really deep song. But I feel like a lot of people think, just, going back to like the nonviolent movement, there's a billion people out there protesting, but there's a difference between being down with the cause and being an activist.
Yes.
You can be against something all day, you can be for something all day, but what are you doing to actually inject yourself into the situation? How are you making it better? How are you a part of the solution rather than the billion of people that point out the problems? Like Kiara touched on it a little bit, but what we talked about India, but we actually both just returned from Grenada in February.
Yep.
And one of the things that we touched on there was violence. We, we're a nonprofit organization that talks about socially conscious issues, and we make the theater that comes up of that. So we talked to the girls in Grenada. We asked them, like, hey, what's some things that are plaguing your society? What's some issues that you guys are dealing with? And one of the big things, the number one thing that came up was sexual abuse. And it's one of the most touchy topics of, it is one of the most touchy topics. But to allow those girls, gave them a safe space where we listened, we did not make assumptions, we did share, just to make it a more trusting circle, just to make it a safe space. We gave those girls the opportunity to talk about these situations, and we didn't make light of them. We kept them as true and as raw as they are. The many forms of, violence, that's one of the few we don't talk about. It's easy to see gun violence. It's easy to see verbal abuse nowadays thanks to Facebook, but that stuff that happens behind closed doors, that sexual abuse, the molestation that comes along with that, a lot of it is within their family and people they know. It's important for us to discuss those things and to do something about it. And those amazing brave girls in Grenada put on the most powerful show, the most powerful piece, talking about just their experience with catcalling. I remember we did a segment. There was a Elsa, one of these really brave, beautiful girls, came and did this amazing little monologue about if you were a woman for a day, just to those gender roles and how that comes into violence.
Yeah, and I feel like that topic is always touchy, and to see the girls put on that show, we were there for 2 weeks. We did not get that show put together till like the last week, and for them to even we was like get it together, and for them to even put on that show, remember those lines, it was amazing. It was so amazing. And I actually keep in contact with a lot of the girls from Grenada, and they currently are they're trying to make their way here as well. But they've also created their own little global girls down there to make sure they keep up with the mini lessons and stuff like that, things of those natures. So we've been trying to get them here. That's awesome. So I would like to show you all an event that we have coming up for Global Girls. We have our Global Girls Halloween Weekend Retreat at YMCA Camp Duncan in Ingleside, Illinois. And we have 35 slots available from Friday October 28th to Sunday of October 30th. And we would like if your girls could come out and join. They will have a lot of fun.
Because as an adult, I adore Halloween. Like, absolutely love Halloween. Yeah. And I know that, there's an adult fun to be had on Halloween. So, send us the babies. We will have to make them have the best time this Halloween weekend. You go out, go to a costume party or two, and send the kids to us. It'll be so much fun.
As we're wrapping up the show tonight, that was so quick, but as we're wrapping up our final show tonight, we would like to tell you out that Global Girls, since we have talked about violence and since we are so big on the importance of violence, we are going to have a girls' conference in April, the month of
National Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
So we are going to have a conference. We would like if you all could come out and join. Please contact us, and we will continue to keep giving you details on that as well. Now for today, as I wrap up, I would like to give you all the word of the day, and the word of the day is unconditional love. Unconditional love. And our thought for the day is the universe hears what you feel. So let's send out good feelings from our wonderful executive producer, Miss Marvinetta Woodley Penn. All right, good night, you all. We had so much fun talking to you all, and see you later. Bye.
Bye.